this episode, we're going to tell you a little bit about us. Learn a bit about our backgrounds, our hobbies, and our upcoming adventures. Our children that we treasure and love immensely. And of course our friends, because every great adventure is made that much more fun with some great sidekicks. Hello friends, and welcome to our channel. We're Marianne and Gord, two hopeless adventurers from Northern Ontario. We invite you to come along with us as we renovate our 1984 Ford E350 motorhome, the Diesel Duchess, and then hit the road with no destination in mind, just following the sun and the warmer weather and exploring all the nooks and crannies along the way. Are you ready? The time is now.
Hi, I'm Gord.
And I'm Marianne.
And we are The Time Is Now Adventures.
We started this channel to take you all along on some of our travel and adventures. And we thought that we would start things out by introducing ourselves to you.
We met in 2013.
And got married in 2020. And we are a blended family.
I have two daughters.
And I have a daughter and a son. When we met, our kids were quite young, but now they range in age from 18 to 26 and are spread all over Canada and doing their own thing now.
Everybody in an RV seems to have pets. We don't.
No, we don't. And that's by choice. It's not that we don't like dogs or cats. It's
I've had dogs and cats.
So
many.
have I. Yeah.
And we had chickens.
Yep. And they were our pets, kind of. I think we liked our chickens a little more than we were supposed to.
Yeah. But to facilitate hitting the road for a while, we had to get rid of our chickens, so we have no pets now.
Well, we do have Reggie the chipmunk.
Yeah, chipmunks.
He's pretty self-sufficient, though. He takes care of himself.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Just comes for peanuts.
No pets. So one of the big things that attracted Gord and I to each other when we first met was our love for adventure and motorcycles. At the time that we met, I was into cruisers, and Gord was into adventure bikes and dirt bikes, which he still very much is. I ventured into that world for a little bit with him. Not so much my thing.
We did some traveling on adventure bikes, and I tried to drag her into the dirt bikes a bit, but
it didn't.
Wasn't her thing.
Yeah. So, I recently went back to cruiser motorbike. I now have a Honda Rebel 1100, which I absolutely love. Oh, the touring edition, which I absolutely love. And Gord is still on his KTM 950.
I'm mainly on my 950 Super Enduro, which I can do a little bit of everything. I doubt I'll be getting a cruiser bike at any time, but who knows? I do all kinds of strange things. I don't even know what I'm doing half the time. So.
It changes daily. Yeah. It's hard to keep up with. But in addition to the motorbikes, we also we're passionate about pretty much anything power sports related. We live on a lake, and so we enjoy all kinds of
stand-up jet skis,
toys,
sit-down watercrafts, pontoon boating,
jet boats, yeah. But we also like the slower things, like the self-propelled, like the kayaks and paddle boards and things. And so we pretty much do everything we can on the water. And then we're also really fortunate that where we live, it's a snowmobiling community with hundreds of miles of trails, which used to be the old rail system.
Well, we have a really good trail system in Northern Ontario, really all across Ontario, but our area has a really good trail system. I've been a member of the Snowmobile Club. I'm not any longer because I'm not there in the winter, but I was a member of the Snowmobile Club for probably about 20 years, past president of the Snowmobile Club, and so I know a lot about that. But snowmobiling is definitely a big thing, and then snow biking too. That's kind of combines the motorcycling with the snowmobiling, but I've been snow biking for, I don't know, 6 years, maybe.
Something like that. He
Yeah.
did this transition from where he was on the snowmobile, and then he studded the tires on his dirt bike, and he was doing a lot of that, and then he got introduced to the snow bike, and ever since then there's been no stopping him. It seems to be like one of his favorite things to do. And for me, I've tried it, but I'm not as adventurous as he is when it comes to that. And I'm also not a big lover of winter, so I stick to the snowmobile and the groomed trails, which is fine. And I get him to come out and play with me.
I have a
on
trail
those
sled too,
time.
and we get out on trail rides in the wintertime, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, for sure. And then those trail systems, then in the spring and summer and fall and whatnot, a good percentage of the trails are usable by ATVs and side by sides and dirt bikes and whatnot. So of course we have those toys too. So
yeah, we have good access to trails, so we do a
Yeah.
lot of ATV, side by side, dirt biking. I do a lot of dirt biking.
I do a lot of crashing on dirt bikes, so I don't do that so much. But yeah, so we're really lucky that way as well. But with all that being said, we also like the quieter things around home. It's not all adventure. So I'm an avid gardener. Gord's an avid putterer. Putterer.
That's what you call yard work. Putterer.
Fixing things and doing things around the yard and whatnot. So our friends and motorsports are very closely linked for us. Over the years, we've done lots of traveling on our motorbikes with our friends. And we've also hosted and attended a bunch of rallies, both at our own private home as well as friends' homes, various different locations throughout Canada and the US. We've also done a bunch of destination vacations with some of our friends as well, but it seems that the destination always sort of seems to come back to our area, and our friends seem to like to congregate there with us and adventure around that area, whether it's on the snow bikes or dirt bikes or whatever it may be. They've become a very integral part of our day-to-day lives. They influence us in ways that are really hard to put into words, really. We have a couple of close friends who've done some amazing travels on their motorbikes, and they are probably our biggest inspiration. And
well, especially since previously we haven't had the opportunity to do any longer travels, and we've sort of looked at that as to someday we're gonna do that.
Yeah. So yeah, our friends they're close with us and inspire us daily, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So what we did for a living. I had a power sports dealership and shit.
Sorry, I had a power shit. Sorry.
So what did we do for a living? I've had a power sports dealership for the last 25 years, which Marianne became an integral part of in 2017.
And we were fortunate enough to be able to sell that dealership in April of this year. And that has allowed us to figure out now what, to bring on the travel and the adventure and how do we do that?
It took a lot of time to decide what we wanted to do and how we wanted to do it.
Yeah,
Other than we knew,
we wanted to do it.
we don't wanted to do something, and we both have previous history in traveling in RVs and different types of things. My parents had a Volkswagen camper van when I was a little kid, and we traveled in that a lot. I've had a lot of different camper trailers, truck campers. I even had a Volkswagen camper van too.
Yeah, and for me growing up, it was we did lots of tent camping, and then my parents gradually moved up through the different sizes of travel trailers from the like a little tiny. I think the biggest one was, or the smallest one was like 15 feet, up to the nice size fifth wheel trailer, and then in my adult life, then I've had a tent trailer and a bowler and lots of tent camping as well. And together we've done tent camping.
We've done quite a bit of motorcycle travel on adventure bikes with tents.
Sleeping in the back of an enclosed trailer with our motorbikes.
Trailer, sleeping with the motorbikes.
That we had the Sprinter van.
Yeah, we had a Sprinter conversion van that was pretty awesome, but it was a little bit small.
I think it was kind of the layout of it, so it didn't really work for us so much. And then when we got married, friends of ours showed up with this motorhome, and it was like this perfect little time capsule, which we just thought was the absolute coolest motorhome ever. And we told him at the time that if he was ever wanting to sell it, to let us know. And lo and behold,
the time came.
And
so we got our hands on the motorhome.
Yeah.
We traveled in it a little bit just to get the feel of it, to see what we thought, and we did some trips around Ontario and put a few thousand kilometers on it, and it seemed to work pretty good for us.
It did, yeah. And then, but then after, when we sold the business, we weren't sure what we wanted to travel in, because we knew we wanted to do it for an extended period of time, and we weren't sure if the motorhome was going to work for us or not, for what we wanted to do.
We had to facilitate traveling and bringing motorcycles somehow, and our mountain bikes, and who knows, our kayaks, different things.
Yeah.
We didn't want to just travel with an RV. Yeah.
So then we thought, okay, well, we'll renovate the RV, and we'll put an enclosed trailer in behind, and we'll put our motorbikes and mountain bikes and whatnot in there. And then we started watching more YouTube videos and looking at other things, and then we're like, well, maybe we should get a travel trailer.
Well, and there's always the concern, what's a better setup? Do you want to have a vehicle you can drive after you set up your campsite? So if you have a tent trailer, you can set it up as your campsite, and then you can leave it there and travel in your vehicle. So we were considering driving. We have a 4x4 Sprinter van, which we were considering towing a camper trailer with that, putting the motorbikes in the van, which would give us a vehicle to drive, being the van if it's bad weather, motorcycles if it's good weather, leave our trailer set up. So we actually shopped for trailers for months.
Yeah. And then
had it narrowed down to like 2 different trailers. And then after a few issues with the Sprinter and lack of dealerships and lack of parts sometimes, we decided maybe this Mercedes Sprinter isn't the best vehicle to be traveling in.
We weren't feeling secure with it.
Yeah.
And then
we didn't have the trailer. We would have had to buy it.
And we weren't sure if we liked it. We've never camped together in a trailer.
So we decided, no, we need to spend some time in what we have, and then we can decide if we need something different. Because when you don't know, you don't know.
That's right. And then it was going to be, okay, well, we'll take the motorhome. And then we would take one motorbike. Because Gord has... What is Purple Rain?
I have a 1979 Suzuki GS 850, which has bags and a fairing, and I guess I do have a cruiser bike. And I said I wouldn't have a cruiser bike. I already have one.
He has one. Yeah, and
it's kind of a cruiser bike.
And Purple Rain, she's old, but she's really, really cool. And for me, I don't enjoy riding 2-up. I like riding my own motorbike. But Purple Rain's pretty cool, and I don't have a problem riding 2-up that way. So we were going to do that.
Yeah, we were going to put the one motorcycle on an open trailer.
Open trailer. Yeah.
and then get our mountain bikes on the load somehow, which we actually bought a bicycle rack, and then we were considering putting bicycles on the trailer, and it went on and on and on.
And then I bought a new motorbike.
And then she bought a new motorbike, and then I said, well, you can't go on vacation for the winter and not bring your new motorbike. So we got to bring an enclosed trailer.
So guess what? We went full circle. We came back to the original motorhome with the original enclosed trailer with the bikes in it and the mountain bikes and the kayaks. And we just came completely full circle.
So then we decided if we're going to spend 4 months or so in our RV, we're gonna need a bigger fridge and a few other things. And so then that snowballed into
the reno,
a complete reno.
Yeah.
Which you'll see all the video.
Yeah, so there's going to be a whole series on renovating our motorhome, which we have christened the Diesel Duchess.
Actually, I think the previous owner named it as the Diesel
our friend
Duchess.
Felice said he called it the Diesel Duchess, and we've kept it that way. So there's a full reno series of that, and so stay tuned for that.
We'll be releasing that piece by piece.
In addition to our adventure videos as well. So I think for the first little bit, there'll probably be a couple of videos a week coming out. If I can keep up and figure out the whole video editing thing. That's new for me. I have a photography background, not a video background, so we'll see how I do with that. So things might be a little slow coming out in the beginning, but be patient with us. And so
we're learning. Yep.
We're learning, yeah.
So our plan is to get away before it snows to avoid that wintry weather that we get in Northern Ontario. Find some warm weather, which is no particular place other than obviously very south of where we are.
Not in Canada.
Have some adventures along the way. Enjoy the motorcycles, kayaks, mountain bikes, and so on that we wouldn't normally do those months of the year. And soak up some sunshine, which we don't normally get to do so much that time of the year. And just kind of make our way around with no destination in mind other than where we feel like going the next day. Our only real plan is to get back to the snow for when winter gets good, as far as I'm concerned.
There's no such thing as good winter. There's not, but anyway.
But I have snow biking to do, and we'll head back for the good part of winter later in February maybe, and other than that, in between, it's unknown.
Just follow the sunshine.
Yep.
So that's us in a nutshell, really. Is there anything else you want to know? You can drop us a comment. I might not answer them all, but you can ask.
But in the meantime, please subscribe. We need some followers.
Yeah, share this with your friends.
Yeah.
And
it's going to get interesting. Check us out on Instagram.
And Facebook. Yep. So, and yeah. So guess what?
The time is now.
Friday night, and well, it's Saturday now. Or Saturday morning, 1 or 2 in the morning, and
the time is now. It's now.
And you didn't make her to Vegas.
Well, just like that GS, that deal up on Vancouver Island on that bike, all them parts. Can't always get what you want. And it's not over. We're still going.